Around 30 years ago, 3% of the US population of males had zero close friends. Fast forward to now. Do you know how many people don't have close friends? Men. I can't even count it on my fingers, bro. 15%. I need an extra hand, bro, to show you this figure. 15% of men in the US have literally zero close friends, complete loners. No friends, completely lonely, has no one to talk to or confide in, absolutely nobody. And then in the UK, that number is significantly higher. It's like 33%. 33% of people in the UK have zero close friends. I mean, men at least. I don't know about women. But the point is, this number is still increasing. Like, it's not going anywhere. It's just going to keep going up. Why would it randomly go down? So if you think someone is coming to save the world and make everyone social besides me, then you're mistaken. It's not suddenly going to drop down back to the figures 30 years ago. It's not. And most likely, you're probably somebody who doesn't have many friends. Or you've been stuck with the same friend group that you had years ago from school. Because you can't make any new friends. And you know you can't, because if you did, you probably would. You probably wouldn't mind having like another 4 best friends who you could trust and you could go on all of these fun activities with, and it would be really fun. I remember on this summer holiday, I had a group of 3 other friends, and we all went hiking to this it wasn't even a big mountain, but I haven't hiked before, so it felt quite difficult. We all went hiking, we were having these deep conversations, it was quite nice. We got to the summit, we took a few pictures, I'll have them up on the screen actually. And after that, we got some ice cream. For some reason, they got fucking coffee after the hike. I know, fucking weird. And then we went to a beach, we did some swimming, we also did some cold approaches, which was really fun. And that was the end of the weekly adventure. How much money did that cost? Like £10 for an entire day of fun with the boys? You would probably love if you could have that, wouldn't you? But you can't. Why? Why can you not have this fun time with the boys? It doesn't cost much. £10. The trains don't cost that much, and we also left really early, so we didn't even need to pay for the first train. It's not like you can't afford £10 a week. You already spend that much on pizza, which you don't need to spend. So why is it that you can't have this fun time? Is it just because maybe you don't know how to make friends? Maybe that's just the truth. You are socially anxious, like probably 20 to 30% of the world's male population. You don't know how to make friends. Like, let's just be honest here. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat things for you. The truth is, as of now, the idea of going up to a stranger in like the gym or the street and just talking to him, it probably even makes your heart race a little bit. And I understand why it would. Most people aren't used to that. Because there's a difference with having zero close friends, which is already bad enough. Like those figures, because they don't include like the homeless people or the people who maybe just don't want to input their results, it's probably closer to like 20 to 30% worldwide. But then there are the people who just have like 1 or 2 friends that are closer, but they don't have the ability to make new friends. So overall, we are facing a recession in male loneliness, and people don't have friends and they don't know how to make friends. And why is this? Why is this the case? Because everyone wants friends, let's be honest. There's no such thing as a lone wolf. If you could have that experience that I had, where you're laughing with the boys, you're cold approaching, you're laughing about how that one girl rejected one of you, you're holding this huge... I remember we went through Glasgow, and we held this huge tick and went through Glasgow, which was hilarious. You would love to have that experience, let's just be honest. You would love to have a fun day with the boys. So why is it that most people who want this just can't get it. Because there is a reason. There's no way it just randomly started increasing. Mainly male loneliness just randomly started going up out of nowhere. There's a reason, a clear-cut reason. The reason is because of the education system. The reason is because of media. These are the two reasons as to why you can't make friends. And there's all of these other sub-reasons. Stranger danger. Remember that. Strangers are so scary. Don't talk to strangers. Strangers will kidnap you. Complete scam. Complete scam. I believe it's studied that you are literally more likely to be assaulted by a family member or somebody you already know than from a stranger. There is no reason why you should be fearful of saying hello to somebody who you don't know. Can't you see? Can't you see that this is just manipulation? They're trying to persuade us into believing that everyone else is bad and we should just be alone because that's the only way to be safe. This is purposeful. It's a purposeful plan that they are trying to initiate, and it's working. School. It tells you to shut up. Don't talk in class. Be submissive. Listen to your teachers. Media. It's like these hero movies. I keep using the example of Spider-Man. Some kid who isn't remarkable in any way randomly gets his sudden opportunity, and now life is perfect for him. He's a superhero, he's saving lives. All of this isn't real. It's manipulation. You aren't just going to suddenly get your lucky opportunity, some random opportunity just out of luck. It's not going to happen. No matter how much you pray, no matter how much you beg, it's just not going to happen. You need to work to make those opportunities so then when they eventually arrive, you can take them. It's not just going to fall into your hands. Oh my God, it's a gold bar. Now life is perfect and I'm a millionaire. It doesn't happen. You need to work for it. And no, strangers aren't, most strangers probably aren't going to eat you up and take you to their basement and kidnap you. Most strangers have no incentive. Most human beings on the planet are just trying to go about their regular day-to-day life. If you ever get stabbed or robbed or something, it's most likely not going to be because you talked to somebody. It's most likely going to be either organized crime, where you deliberately did something to piss people off, or unorganized crime, and you just randomly get robbed spontaneously without doing anything. Talking to a stranger and being respectful and nice and potentially making a new friend is not the reason why you are going to die. I'm telling you, bro. 99.99999% of the time, you will not die because you talked to a stranger and said, "Good morning, how's your day going?" And if you believe that, you are a fucking idiot. And it's clear that all of these different systems have manipulated you to the point where logic is just something you can't even process. Because if you have some semblance of a brain, you know that what I'm saying is true. Right? Most people on the street that you come across aren't pedos. They aren't going to try and bum rape you. They aren't weirdos. They're just normal people going about their day-to-day life. Of course there are some weirdos, but it's not like, oh, he talked to me, now I need to kill him, he's the new target. How do you imagine crime to happen? Crime doesn't happen like that. It doesn't. There's organized crime, and it's extremely deliberate, and you have to do something to really piss people off. It's not like you talk to someone and then you're a target. That doesn't happen. There's specific organized crime, like the mafia, cartels. Then there's unorganized crime, like London, and then it's not even about talking to people, it's just about going about the street and randomly, oopsie daisy, you got stabbed. Talking to people, I'm telling you, bro, this is the last time I'm going to say it. It's not the reason you die. Do you understand? So please, don't fall into the scam of stranger danger. Please, just don't. Genuinely, imagine how different your life would be if you just talk to 3 new people a day. Because you see more than 3 new people every single day. So imagine you just went outside every single day, you know, to your job, to your workplace, to the gym, whatever. And every single day without fail, you just said, hello, good morning, how's your day going? You had a conversation with 3 new people. Within 10 years, that's over 10,000 people you've talked to. If you talk to 10,000 new people, do you really believe that not a single one would want to become friends with you? Are you that undesirable? Do you have that low self-esteem? Talking to 3 new people a day will guarantee, and I'm telling you, it will completely guarantee that you are never lonely again. And even with women, if you talk to 3 new girls a day and you ask them for their numbers, are you really telling me that not a single one of 10,000 would absolutely despise the idea of having to go on a date with you? I'm telling you, you aren't that ugly, you aren't that uncharismatic, unless you genuinely look like some weird pedo or whatever. And even then you probably get some date. I'm telling you, it's not something you need to worry about. If you learn to talk to people, if you master the skill, you will never struggle with loneliness again. You will have this solace, knowing that you'll never die alone. You'll always have a friend, you'll always have some sort of girlfriend. You'll never have to worry about it, ever. So why don't you learn it? And if you've watched this far, I'm assuming you already understand. You know what, yeah, this kid makes a pretty good point. It would be nice if I could have those experiences with friends who I can trust. It would be nice if I could make new friends and I wasn't just restrained to being in this one friend group who is kind of rude to me, to be honest. I would like that. But to be honest, just talking to strangers, it's kind of frightening. I don't really know how to do it. I've never done it before. Where do I even begin? If you aren't like that, then you probably will never believe me anyway, so you can click off this video. So if you truly do understand this and you want to learn this skill, you just need to do it a lot. The reason why you are afraid of talking to people is just because you're kind of scared of being rejected. Imagine if you get rejected and then other people hear you and make fun of you. Imagine if that happens. Our caveman brains, we still have the same brains from back then. If you were in a tribe and you got rejected and everyone in the tribe thought you were some weirdo and you got kicked out, you would immediately die. Because now you're fighting against like all of these animals and like all of these other tribes trying to hunt you down. You're dead. Guaranteed. So our brains have evolved to basically believing if you get rejected, you're screwed. So you have to do absolutely everything in your power to not get kicked out of the tribe, to not get rejected. This is where you get people pleasers. And this is also where you get this approach anxiety. Just out of fear of rejection. So you need to get over that rejection, and the only way to do it is to rewire your brain by getting rejected so much that your brain can finally come to the logical, rational conclusion. Hey, if I get rejected, I don't immediately die because it's not 3,000 fucking years ago. Whoa. And that's all you need to do. It's desensitization. You need to talk to so many new people, women and men alike. Now, I would recommend that you talk to men first and start making friends before you start talking to women, just because there is a specific order that I've set out being social. There's level 0 where you can't talk to anyone, level 1, level 2, Level 2 is where you can talk to any man at any time, no matter what. This is the stage that a lot of people want to get to. This is where you can make friends, you can build brotherhood, a step above friends, where there are literally people in this world who you can build everything with, and you can trust them with your lives, and they would never betray you ever. And of course, this is difficult to find, very difficult. You need to have a very good judge of character, which a lot of people don't have. And you'll probably end up getting betrayed quite a lot in your pursuit to find this. But you can eventually find this. I'm telling you, it's possible. This is where you can start like inviting people out to do things, and you have all of this fun experience with new people, and it's hilarious, and you always have somebody around you at all times. You know, a woman most of the time aren't as lonely as men. And a lot of them will always have some other girl who they are hanging out with at any given time. They're never alone, ever. You'll basically kind of be like that. You'll basically be like, I was gonna say you'll basically be like a woman, but you'll kind of, in a weird way, be like them in the fact that you will always have someone around you. You'll never be alone ever again. And I think that's a pretty nice experience, never having to be alone. So you just need to do it a lot. And if you want to learn exactly how to do it, if you want to learn like the fast route to learning to talk to people, getting to level 2, and then eventually moving on to level 3, I would recommend joining the Social Protocol, because it's exactly the fast lane. It's like this program community, I guess. It has programs in it that teach you exactly how to get to level 2 of social skills. It has a community in it, which I think is very valuable, of people who are like you because they watch the same content as you, me. So they have similar beliefs. Because, you know, I'm not really talking about my beliefs in this video, but even then, just with the way I talk, how brash I am, you kind of end up just finding people like you. Some soft liberal most likely isn't going to end up joining the community just because they'll immediately get like the ick because of how I talk. Somebody who's more masculine, who's trying to improve his life, he's most likely the type of person who'll come across this content and actually resonate with me and you. So you'll find people who are exactly like you. Because of course, if you're watching this far, you're probably someone who's stronger in will. You aren't as soft, you have a higher attention span. If you join that community, you will be more likely to meet people who are exactly like you on the same path as you, who you can like literally, you can find people near your city and just invite them out to like a workout, to hang out, and you literally just make a new friend exactly like you immediately, and you'll have all of these inside jokes from the community, which I think is a very valuable thing. And of course, yeah, there are weekly calls where you can talk to me directly. I know, no need to thank me. So I think the community is very valuable. I'd honestly go as far as to say it's one of the best communities in terms of socializing. And if you don't want to pay for that, it costs less than a pizza. If you don't want to pay for that, so every single video on this channel explains the exact steps to learning to socialize. So if you really don't want to pay, you can watch every single video where I teach you exactly what to do. Exactly, like no, well, the recent videos have been more like trying to persuade you into actually trying to socialize. The past videos were literally just me giving the blanket tips. I'm not like trying to persuade you because now you're already basically sold. You understand that socializing is important. The other videos literally show you exactly how to socialize. Like the autistic level steps for level 0 to get to a level 2. So check those out, and remember, consistency is over a lifetime. Bye-bye.